Hello everyone, and welcome back to my YouTube channel, and welcome back to another video. As all of you might have guessed or watched it from the thumbnail, today we're going to talk about time management. As a university student for myself, I think it's very hard for us to manage time effectively, going to the gym, taking classes from 8 a.m. till 6 p.m. every day, working part-time on different types of like being a teaching assistant, being a library assistant, or any other part-time work job in your country where you can do while you're studying, and also making YouTube video editing and putting on content every week is quite the draining task. So when we're going to talk about time management, is a problem that many students around the world face. It doesn't matter how old you are, if you're a student or you're working full-time as a investment banker or any other or YouTube creator or what other job industry that you're in, you're always gonna be challenging for you to manage time. Unfortunately, we all have the same amount of time every day. We all have 24 hours. And a single day, what that means is no one gets more or less than what anyone else does. It's impossible for us to make an excuse that, I got 24 hours, the other one got 36 hours. Well, everyone's got to do everything. We have successful people like Jeff Bezos, and you got Elon Musk coming out with 24 hours a day. Unfortunately, we all can share the same things. So today we're going to talk about some tips that I personally use, that I have learned over my lifetime, that have successfully affected me to work successfully and make an effective time management routine. Let's start with tip number one. Tip number one: yes or no method. It's pretty simple. Yes or no. Everyone needs to think before doing something. The amount of time that we use to think about something is not enough, and the time that we use to think about it is the time wasted. For example, you have to make a decision of whether or not you should go out today to meet your friends, or you better stay in. It's better that you should just do it as soon as possible. It's either a yes or no. The moment that you're stuck in between of making a decision is when you'll actually learn that the time that you wasted, you could have done that job, you could have done that particular task. However, you chose not to do it, and it was some kind of procrastinating thing that you should have thought before going into this decision or dilemma of whether or not I should do that or no. The thing is, you get a chore from your mom has told you to do something, and you're thinking, should I do it or not? Should I do the dishes tonight or not? Just another example you spend considering and have been used as a result. It should have saved you ample time. So it's better that you make a strong decision of whether you're going to do it, whether you're going to go to the gym, you're going to work out, yes or no, and just go with it and stick to it. Moving on to tip number two. For me, I think this tip has affected me more than any of the tips on this video, which is I'm going to put it on number two, is that to use a to-do list. Either get a physical one or just always one at your fingertips. Everyone in this generation owns a mobile phone. Whether you're like 30 years old and even 10-year kids have an iPad and anything, it does include a notepad where you can actually make a to-do list. So why not use that fingertip on something more productive? So what you're going to be used, right on the fingertips, you have a platform that which you're watching my video on. Just make a to-do list of the tasks that you have to do from morning till evening. Write down everything, make a note of it, make small boxes, and as you work throughout the day, just make a tick mark so that you know that you have got it done. And by the time that you have done all of the tasks written individually, you come back to bed at the end of the day and you'll see that how accomplished you feel. You feel like you have done everything and you're top of the world, and that particular feeling will help you to get more things done than the ones that you've listed on the list. For example, me personally, I'll list down 5 like 5 to 10 things every day. I have to take this class, discuss this particular assignment with my friends, with my colleagues, record a YouTube video. The app that I personally use to do it is actually the Apple Notes, because that's the most convenient for me. So now we move on to tip number 3, which is delegate. So what do I particularly mean by a delegate? So whenever I'm talking to someone about delegation of tasks, that you should find someone that can benefit you. For example, you have to clean your room, and rather than you doing it yourself, you should actually just hire or ask some cleaning lady or a cleaning man to come and do it for you. So whenever I'm talking about this delegation task, people always think on monetary terms that, oh, I cannot afford to do it. Understandable. As a student over here, as a student, it's particularly very different for you to find someone and pay someone for this particular task of cleaning your room or like taking out or taking notes for you. So they all think that I cannot afford to hire people to do the work for me, and sure, that is true. But I'm talking about that there's another sense of delegation. Sure, it'll be very hard for you to hire people, but you can delegate your time because you need to know what monetarily how valuable your time is. If your time is well spent at studying and to the university and getting good grades, which as a result would help you to get a good job, it's better that you do that instead of spending your time on cleaning your wardrobe, cleaning your room, or doing laundry. I'm sure that is important as well. But rather than doing that, why don't you get a vacuum cleaner that's going to do it in 5 minutes, whereas you using a mop and doing it every day is going to be, and make a task of not doing it every day but doing it once a week. But getting the habit of when you ever need to put back stuff, you come back, you change your clothes. Why throw them on the floor? Throw them in the laundry basket. Just put it in your wardrobe, and it's going to be more convenient for you at the end of the day. Because whenever you come back to your room, your dorm room, or your apartment, you're going to feel much more productive because things have already been laid out for you, and you don't feel like you're in a messy room and a messy environment that's going to affect your productivity in return. Also, time valuable is something that people do not understand. So what you can do is you can really look at how much money you earn at a particular point, or how much money you're spending for per hour. For me personally, if I think I'm worth, for example, $5 an hour, for me it will take 30 minutes to do it. So it will easily make that for like 30 minutes to get my room done, and my time worth like $5 an hour, it's gonna cost me $2.5 to get that done. So for me to do the dishes, even I have, instead of me that I will save up and once time get a dishwasher, that's a one-time investment and can help you save your valuable time. And later you can use that time for more productive things. Now let's move on to tip number 4. So tip number 4 is use a calendar. By far, this has helped me the most in my personal experience as a university student. I personally use Google Calendar, and as soon as I get my timetable from the university or what exactly my timings are and my part-time job timings that I have to submit every single week, I put it instantly every Sunday on my Google Calendar for the rest of the week. If there are changes in between, I got meetings or a class has been rescheduled somewhere, or my part-time job, I know exactly when I'm free. Even that I have to put time in my YouTube. This is the time I'll be recording the videos. This time I'll be editing the videos. And what that does is, it instantly, when I come back to my room and I feel like I have nothing to do, all I have to do is take a glimpse at the calendar, and you know exactly what I have to do at that particular moment. So you'll see that every successful person who runs many companies simultaneously, like person like Elon Musk or Jeff Bezos, for example, they also share the same amount of time as we do, as I mentioned in point 1. So what we need to understand and take from them is that as they also have the same amount of time as much as we do, they all have to work hard to get all the things done in that same time bracket. And for them, the most easiest method they use is called time blocking. You can block your time in Google Calendar, which means that you create a block in your calendar, and during that block of time, they can focus on things they have planned out. As a result, this can save you ample amount of time and get on the next thing, rather than you waiting and planning on what exactly you have to do next. You just remember instead, and you know what you have to do, and that particular time can easily be used on more productive things. Now, the last and final tip is save time for yourself. As I know that you will be working, and having a blocked period of time to set aside is going to act as a motivation for you. If you have times from 8 a.m. to 8 p.m. in the evening, you'll extremely be drained. You won't feel the need to be productive and manage your time effectively, because at the end there you're gonna have no motivation whatsoever to do what you have to do. And because of that exhaustion, it is very quickly that if you stop hanging out with your friends, you'll stop hanging out with other people that you make connections that can help you in the future, and even are going to stop playing video games. It's not going to help your dopamine release at all, and it's very crucial for you to stay productive and stay motivated for longer periods of time. So it's better that even during the calendar, when you put the task that you have to do, you also put in the free times where you can actually socialize or play games with your friends. Now let's move on to tip number 5 is highlight. Set up a daily highlight. The most easiest way to begin a to-do list, that was point number 2, is actually referring back to point number 5, is that you should actually have a daily highlight on what is the most important thing that you need to achieve today. For example, that I have to go and I have to work out today, and I think that's the most important thing for me. For that particular thing is going to be my daily highlight. And at the end of the day, if I feel like I have done the daily highlight, it's me getting much more work done than any other day where I particularly had something important, but I got messed up in routine that I couldn't do the most important thing that really meant to me. And for that particular reason, I think setting up a daily highlight is very, very important. The reason behind this is that you will also receive motivation at the end of the day. As you have accomplished something, the task that was acquired for you on your day as a result will motivate you to do more and feel like a productive person at the end of the day. And that productiveness is gonna help you achieve more things than that one daily highlight that you thought. The thing is that something that is you're not too crowded on your to-do list, something that's just plain and simple. You wake up and you see something in your notification that this is the thing that you have to do today. Do that, and the other things on your to-do list will automatically be done by you. So, thank you so much for watching this video. I hope that I can produce more content. I'm trying to improve the quality of my content every day, learning new video editing skills, and obviously trying to improve the audio as well. But please stick through for the next 50 or 60 videos. I'm sure that one day it's going to be much better at professional level content. So whatever you do drop a like and subscribe, and I'll see you in the next video.